guys, and welcome to Flood the Inkwell. Today I want to showcase a deck I've been working on called John or John, taking the advantage of discard with the Emerald and the lore sapping ability of some cards from Ruby, just to slow the opponent down a bit, giving myself the chance to get the discard going fully. So let me show you the deck. Okay, so here's the deck list, guys. We have 4 of the Flynns, just the first drop if we can get him, survives things like Teeth and Ambitions via the cannons. We've got the Bucky staple in the discard, along with the Prince John. The first part of the John or John. Queen of Hearts is a shift card, but also a rush in case I need to clear the board a bit earlier. The first part of my lore sapping ability with the Aladdin here, but also a nice shift target for the big Aladdin who I have a bit later on. The second part of the John, so whenever your Floodborn character is played, I get to take a lore from the opponent, which works perfectly here with discard because most of these characters are Floodborn characters. Excuse me. The Donald, again, quite a staple with the discard, allows you to draw a card at the start of your turn, but it allows your opponent to draw as well. 9 times out of 10, you're making them discard that card, though, with the cards you have, if they decide to draw from the Donald. The Flynn, like another, not quite staple, but I kept him in as a shift, like available shift for turn 3 or 4, essentially, for the smaller Flynn rider, just to get the Bucky going. Minnie Mouse, for me, I wasn't sure whether to put her in, but I did in the end, just because, again, it's another Floodborn character. She can come out on turn 4, which is quite nice, but has the evasive, and the ability, whenever you play a second action in a turn, she can then quest for 3. I put Maui in as a board clear character. Comes in handy at times. Queen of Hearts, again, she is in as a Floodborn, but is a target like this. Queen of Hearts is the target for this one. I can get her out on turn 4, essentially. I could get her out on turn 3 as well if I needed to. But to be able to play something like a Flynn, like play the Queen of Hearts on turn 2, Prince John or Honest John turn 3, Bucky, and then drop the big Queen of Hearts on top on turn 4. You've got yourself going then. The Lady Tremaine, I was unsure about with her being uninkable, and there being so much uninkable in here with the Johns, the Flynn, and some other cards that I have are uninkable as well that I'll show you in a second with actions and things like that. So I was a bit unsure of putting her in, but her ability of helping clear the board was just too powerful for me, so I had to keep her in. I mean, I do have a total of 16 uninkable, so it's not the most I've seen in a deck, but it's more than I would like. I'd like to keep that closer to 10, to be honest. And again, I then have, she's also Floodborn, but then I also have this Floodborn Aladdin as well, to bring in on top of this Aladdin if need be, or just on turn 7 if the game's going that far, which invariably it probably will. But also helps me sap the lore, because if he's challenging a character and banishing them, I gain 2, they lose 2. Floodborn, so Honest John sapping a lore if he's on the board, Bucky's making a discard if he's on the board, and then if he is and John's there, the other Prince John is there too. Obviously, I'm still drawing cards, which is nice, especially with the draw effect here. Sorry, the Queen of Hearts as well, just to help me keep that draw going. Improvise is purely in there as potential cannon fodder, or if I have this mini and I'm close and I've got one in my hand with another action card, drop them both, get the mini, questing for 3. Tango very much the same, but also it is a lore sapping card, which is nice, goes with the play that I'm trying to play. Hypnotize, again, is a staple in a discard deck, especially if you've only got a John on the board. Play the Hypnotize, your opponent discards, you draw from the card, you also draw from Prince John. Very much the same for the Sudden Chill here, but also more action cards. But this one can be sung, which is nice. Sing it, your opponent discards, you draw if you've got the Prince John. Very much like a, not always a staple in discard, but I put it in here purely for the fact that We've got this mini on board as well. She's questing for more, and I'm making your opponent discard. Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo for me is now very powerful, especially if I can shift in some of these characters. You get the Floodborn down. You're causing the Law Sap if you've got the John, which I like to try and get out if I'm using the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo. Usually get him to sing it, especially if you've got these two, the Bucky and the John. You get shift out your big character, be it the Queen, be it Aladdin. I mean, even if you've got a Minnie Mouse and you can shift another one on top, then get them to sing, either them themselves to sing the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo or John. Put them back in your hand, drop them again. Your opponent's losing 2 law a turn, discarding cards left, right, and centre. And you know, if you've got Prince John, I'm going to keep repeating it. If you've got him out as well, you're drawing cards, and it's a lovely little play. Even more so if you can get the Lady Tremaine to do it. Your opponent starts filling up the board. You take out a couple of characters, play the Tremaine, sing Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo, bounce her back, play it again, essentially clearing your opponent's board depending on how many characters they've got out. I have a game to show you. I'll go into that now. It is against Ruby and Amethyst. Hope you enjoy. Okay, there we have it. That is how the deck runs. As you can see, my opponent was desperately trying to quest for the lore, but just constantly bringing out the characters that were just constantly banging him back down the lore. Yeah, I mean, it's not a perfect deck. It's not always good. It's just a fun deck to play with. It's not going to be breaking the meta anytime soon. But I hope you enjoyed watching the video as much as I've enjoyed playing with the deck and tinkering with it, and hope to see you soon.